Juan-O's world.
My baby mama trippin', she been going through my phone. Tired of me cheating, I can't leave these hoes alone. Hella pics, hella tips on my cash app. It's like, hold up a minute.
How long you been into the sports betting?
Shit, nigga, since man, shit, man, probably about 25 years now.
So that was like your original hustle?
Well, selling dope was my original hustle. I just like sports, you know what I'm saying?
Right, that's a byproduct. All D-boys got their vices.
Yeah, so when they goddamn it, I was, before they legalized it, I was betting. I was on this site called SBG. It's called Sportsbook Global, and we had to send the money overseas and all of this shit in a foreign motherfucker name, and so when FanDuel came out, you know what I'm saying, it kind of erased the SBG Global shit.
Yeah, it fucked up the game. What you think about some of these guys getting busted for that? Like the Chauncey Billups, or what happened to Gilbert Arenas, and what you think about that?
Man, it's crazy. I couldn't believe it because all the money that they made during their career. And I didn't even think Chauncey Billups was like that type. I thought he was like a Chris Paul or something. It just shocked me. Hopefully they get exonerated. Hopefully they beat the case because they got some serious charges they facing.
They do. The funny thing about making money is it costs you money to have money. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, you could afford to buy the Benz. You got the $100,000, right?
Correct.
But then the $3,500 for brakes, the $1,500 oil changes. You know what I'm saying? The $10,000 a year for car insurance on that motherfucker. These little things get to eating away at it. You know what I'm saying? Not to mention your family's taste. What daycare and school costs for, like,
Yeah, hell yeah, I'm here.
So, like, that's one thing that was kind of, you're a full-time father with your younger kids, ain't you?
Yeah, facts, yeah.
That's one thing I'm starting to get hip to. You know what I'm saying? Without that grandmother in the picture and certain little things, like, it get expensive. Even on the low end. Yep,
it does, man. You know what I'm saying? Shit just, shit could get crazy just out of the blue. You know what I'm saying? Like, you especially like, I have an autistic son, so medicine, doctor's appointments and things like that. Shit just come out of the blue. So you got to put up for a rainy day, man.
That's a fact. Nick got to keep hustling too.
Yeah. Whatever kind of hustling you're doing, you got to keep doing it.
Now that's one thing. I'm glad you just said that. So like this whole little situation had to have fucked up all your hustles.
Oh yeah, definitely. Especially my street hustle. I couldn't operate. Moving around like that. On first of all, I was on house arrest. I was still sneaking out the house though. House, they got a new way they do it down here now. They actually they put it on your phone. They don't put the ankle monitor on you.
What? So you leave your phone at the crib, huh?
So I was just leaving my phone at the crib. I sign in. They got like the little facial recognition, and I think I had to sign in maybe like 3 times a day. So, after that third time, after I signed in, I got a Chinese name, one gone.
When the judge was warning you, I was kind of worried about you.
Yeah. Well, she wasn't warning me about leaving the house. She was warning me about doing videos or whatever, interviews or whatever while I was on bond.
Yeah, that first interview, I'm like, this dude either innocent or crazy than a motherfucker.
Yeah, well, innocent and crazy. A little bit of both. I dabble in both. But, it was like, this ain't my first rodeo. So, I ain't new to the streets. I knew what I was getting into. I knew what I was going to say. I already had advised him, the goofball. I had already advised the goofball that I couldn't go into details about the case. He just wanted to be able to say that he was the first person that got me on an interview on the net, you know. So
that's major. You know that'll build a dude career. They get to watching your channel after you do something like that.
yeah, you know, it'll build up a respectable journalist, not a clown, you know, because you know,
Right.
clowns, you know, they'll miss an alley hoop every time you throw it to them. A clown gonna miss it.
And that's one thing I wanted to chop it up with you because there's so many different areas you touch down there. Ain't nobody really explored the game or the knowledge. You know what I'm saying?
Fact.
So like, I ain't gonna lie to you. From the outside looking in, it damn sure looked like you was, you know what I'm saying? You was red-handed.
Yeah.
But then being the street dude, I was wondering, was this a case of cut out the middleman gone wrong?
You know, did you watch the whole trial?
Most of it.
Okay, so I'm sure you heard the evidence and seen the evidence or whatever. Man, this whole situation was just a case of a evil ass dude that was trying to just throw some shit at the wall and hope it stick. You know, trying to, and it's scary because I almost lost my entire life because of a nigga getting on the stand line, you know, just to try to get himself away from up under the gun from a life sentence, potential death sentence. And I didn't know him that long for him to have any, I guess, what's the word I'm looking for? Have
some malice toward you or some evil intent.
I didn't know him long enough for him to hesitate on making that decision of trying to lie on me and throw me under the bus to save himself. You know, hopefully he wouldn't do his day one friends like that, you know, but you know, from the person that I seen on the stand, that nigga looked like he might do his mama like that. So
but that's the whole thing about rat behavior. Rat behavior start way before somebody start snitching. Rat behavior is when you done wore your man's shoes and the chick's feeling you and he say, yo, them my shoes. You know what I'm saying? Rat behavior is when you got the rental car and the chick's feeling you and your man, that's a rental. You know, the rat behavior. Let's start right then. Yeah. And we be looking past that shit. Rat behavior, me and you hit $100,000 lick and we gonna get ourselves together. You go spend your whole 50 on the car just to show me out.
Yeah,
you
correct.
know what I'm saying? That type of so like I wonder, did you see any rat behavior out of this guy before then?
And see, that's the thing. Prior to the situation, I had only known him about 4 or 5 months. So
and you and your brother was putting cheese behind him. You only knew him a couple months.
No. So no, we was putting the cheese behind straight drop, not Cornelius.
Okay.
Yeah. You know, Cornelius is the one that took the stand, you know, on me or whatever. Drop is the one that I was actually trying to get signed to CMG.
Facts. Okay, now I got you.
Yeah, Cornelius, he can't wrap himself around a pole.
He obviously did wrap himself around a pole.
Yeah, nigga wrapped himself around a rattlesnake.
Man, nigga, you. Hey, that's almost as good as that. I'ma kick the pies out your ass. I ain't never heard no shit.
Yeah, you like that, John, huh?
I was a little mad at you. I'm like, this nigga, he getting into it with everybody on their channel, getting them views and shit. But man, that shit was hilarious, though.
Yeah, man, you know, it's a way to do anything, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, I always been strategic, you know, in whatever I do. You know, that's one of the reasons why I'm sitting here on this live with you. You know, I'm you know, a lot of dudes say they, you know, street niggas and they from the streets and they from that environment, but they just be faking like a white Jamaican. You know, I'm really from that environment, really from that era. And, you know, I ain't saying that I can't be touched or whatever, but, you know, you're going to have to risk it all.
Yeah. And I mean, that's how you know a lot of these guys ain't real street guys because they don't have no preventative measures. You know what I'm saying? Thanks. I'm already moving a certain way before I get in that situation.
When I pull out the garage, I'm moving like my life in danger.
When you park your car in the garage, you parking it so you can pull out properly tomorrow.
You already
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it.
Yeah, a lot of cats think like that, you know what I'm saying? They just be, you know, they get relaxed, you know, and get too comfortable. But I never get like that. Never.
But see, the whole thing about it is like this. If you walk out your parents' house and do something dumb at 14 and you lying you wind up in YA or in jail, does that make you a gangster or a street nigga? No.
No. Hell no.
And that's what you got. You got a lot of guys being classified as street niggas that ain't never passed that test. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. You know, niggas get caught in the stolen car. Now he want to say he a gangster or a thug.
Come on.
Yeah, but that don't make that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, yeah, that shit.
Come on.
That ain't no overnight success. You know what I'm saying? You don't get that overnight.
Neither does being broke automatically classify you as a street nigga. You know what I'm saying? Because you got these guys, you know, they'll be pimping in February, working a job in March, you know what I'm saying? Selling dope in August, hitting licks in November. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't classify you as a street nigga. You doing whatever you can. You pretty much a bottom feeder at that point. You know what I'm saying? Now, that's no disrespect to you, but we all got to understand where we are. You know what I'm saying? That's just like you been somebody people could gamble with, you say 25, 30 years now.
Yeah, facts. Yeah. I've been doing this like 20, 25 years, you know, sending my money overseas to people I don't know. You know, you get one letter wrong on the Western Union receipt. You know, you got to go redo the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? You know, the gambling, it's done came a long way. It's done took a lot of.
What was getting your money back like when you would be hitting?
So what happened was how SBG used to work is we used to send the money. They might tell you to send your deposit to San Jose, Costa Rica, and they might give you the name of an individual. It might be 4 or 5 names because they names so weird over there. And let's just say you get one letter wrong in the name.
Right.
You have to go back up to the store and redo the whole transaction. You know, yeah, that shit was so nerve-wracking back then. But
and you doing that in the middle of serving, because what you was doing, weight, or you was bagging up?
Oh no! I was, you know, I was at that time. I was probably on about 40, 50 pounds, you know, at that time.
Oh yeah, man. Because when I used to come down there with them blues, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure, yeah.
And we'd be using the rush.
I used to come down there and get the blues back in the day.
Man, come on, come on.
One of my little partners, man, rest in peace. My little partner Coco. Coco had a line down there in Detroit, and you know, we used to slide down there. I give him my ends, and yeah. We would do our thing.
I didn't even know, man. I was so ignorant. But we had a real bad drought had hit my pipeline in like 2011. And one of my homies pull up on me in the Hummer. He gone now, but he pull up on me in the Hummer. He like, you know, cuss me out, bitch, you stupid, this, that, or whatever. And he get to running on me. He like, nigga, all your customers getting these bitches. Why don't you? And so I flipped the game.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know, now I'm hip.
You know, back then, what was you charging back then? You remember?
You talking about in city or out the city?
Out the city.
I was bringing them down there wholesale for between $22 and $25.
Ah, okay, cool.
You know what I'm saying? I was getting it going, and then that kind of gave me a little insulation because motherfuckers eating real good off middleman and with me. You know what I'm saying? And I could drop 2,000-3,000 in Virginia or in motherfucking Kentucky was the real spot. You know what I'm saying? I even had a few dealings with some of them white people you don't fuck with, but just that green will put everybody on point.
Yeah, for sure, most definitely.
And that being able to drop and go, you know what I'm saying? That's why when I be looking at some of these guys, like even the dudes that was interviewing you, with even asking you about the situation, I don't feel like they shine a light on how somebody could end up in that situation.
Yeah, you know, with me, I mean, I never imagined from what I was trying to put together that I would end up in this situation. You know, I think the issue came in where when I made the introduction and discussed the numbers and, you know, and the cuts that, you know, me and my brother was going to get or whatever, I got out the way, you know, because I didn't feel like I had to babysit the deal because I had a relationship with Juke and, you know, and Drop was my little nigga, you know, so, you know, when it's time to, you know, to go ahead and sign him to the major, then boom, circle back up, and then we'll get to it.
Right.
So I didn't, I was still doing my thing in the street, on the neighborhood, getting my money. So I ain't had time to go to the shows and go to the studio and do all of the, the goofy shit that they have to do. So
Right.
so whatever was discussed or planned, if anything was discussed or planned after I made the introduction, that was above my pay grade because I was doing my thing.
Right. You
But
think Drop was Drop eating? Because when you doing that grind trying to come up, it don't be that much money. You think he was hungry at that time to allow himself to end up in that situation, or you think it was something else?
I mean, well, for one, he got an appeal in, so he's still saying he's innocent. So
Word.
that being said, I can't
Say
speak
much.
to that. But uh, you know, when you ask me, was he hungry? Yeah, for sure he was. But was he starving? No, he wasn't starving. One thing about him, he was a hustler, and he gonna keep him 2-3 girls around. So
Right.
he
I know how y'all do it in Memphis.
yeah. So,
Yeah, making easy money. Yeah,
yeah.
I know.
So,
Yeah.
so but we all got big dreams,
Right.
and and I think his big dream was to become a platinum artist,
Right.
and he however he chose to get there, whatever route he decided to take or whatever, that's on him.
Right.
But
The,
yeah,
the
I know.
reason the reason I ask is because, not to say somebody is innocent or guilty, but like, to the young fellas out there, even myself as a young fella, like, wanting and chasing certain things put me around certain people at certain times that maybe I should have been, to where the point, if I ain't got nothing to do with nothing, I could still be a part of something just because I was around.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? When normally, if my stomach was full, I would have knew better than to even get in that car with so and so, or to
Yeah.
even answer such and such call. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But since I'm a little hungry, I'm entertaining shit. We done all been there, entertaining shit I normally wouldn't. No different than if it's 3-4 in the morning that, and you still up. The chicks you might be willing to, plug, it get a little different.
It's like if you was asleep, or if you was on some positive shit, doing something constructive, you wouldn't have the time to do the goofy shit. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I
Right.
get it, bro. Sometimes I kick myself in the ass, because I tell myself a lot of times, man, it's my last time doing it. You know what I'm saying? That won't happen again. And I turn right around a week or two later, I'm back on the same shit. You know what I'm saying? So I get it, bro. I get it for sure.
That's what I'm saying. Sometimes it be the circumstances. You know what I'm saying? Like for example, the one that did take the stand, he been willing to cross lines to survive. Period. You know what I'm saying? And some of us,
If you think about what he said on the stand, and this stood out to me more than anything when he said that the day that they spotted Dolph, and where they were riding around looking for Dolph, he was trying to kill him because it was his daughter's birthday, and he wanted to get her a gift. So you killed a high-profile artist, legendary from the city, because you wanted to get your daughter a gift from Walmart.
somebody that probably would have gave you that.
A nigga like me would have.
Right.
If you came to me on some, hey, bro, man, man, it's my daughter's birthday, bro, and you know what I'm saying, man, and I feel bad, man, can you look out for me? And if I got it, man, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna do that.
Right. So with that being said, that's the one thing that real street dudes that's been in these type of situations, because I have too. It just didn't come to a trial where I'm suspected of being involved in things that I wasn't. If that did come past your desk, would you have put an end to that? Like, nah, we ain't doing that like that. Or would you have just not turned your head?
You know, Juke, I don't call no shots when it comes to Juke. So with that being said, I if he did call it, I don't have the authority or the power to say no, Juke. You know, I think only person that could do that would be somebody close to him. You know, and
Right.
so but as it relates to drop, if he would have mentioned it to me, of course I would have shut it down because you know we had money invested, and
Right.
and if I'm a co-sign it, now I'm putting the battery in your back and kind of advising you to go and take a risk and fucking the deal and my money up.
Right.
So
And
ain't no way I would have advised them to do that.
I'm so glad you explained it like that because a lot of times people want to give us a lot of the blame, but they don't give no respect to the position and then the pecking order of how things may work. We may all be men, but I may not be the first among equals.
That's correct. You
You
know,
know what I'm saying?
and,
We may
and when I say that, I wasn't saying it like a big I love you or you know what I'm saying type situation. It's just the fact that I'm not CMG. You know, um, I was a friend of Jukes, and whatever CMG got going on and whatever they decide to do, that shit don't get ran through me.
right, right. But you was a hustle partner, a Dolph though.
We have made transactions in the past. Yeah, we have. We ain't do everyday business or whatever, but we have did transactions in the past where you know marijuana. You know we like to smoke good grade of marijuana, and
Right,
so you know, sometimes Castelia, they might have had some real good smoke, and you know, and I wanted it. I like the taste, so you know, I either hit him or Daddy or back in the day, and you know, vice versa. You know, so
yeah, trade off the good.
yeah, for sure.
Because I didn't been down there looking for weed, man. It can get treacherous on the quality and just the trying to make a deal.
Yeah. You know, you got to know who you know, man. You got to know the right people.
That's why I'm glad I know you. Nah, shit.
Yeah, for sure. Facts, most definitely.
I know up here. Now I don't know how deep we can go into this, but in the Midwest, it's kind of a thing. We know the motherland translated down there kind of heavy. And to some different sides, it was always, well, is this a GD verse type of thing between these guys? Or is this a side of town? Or is it just because we the two labels?
Some of far as like with paper riding CMG, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't more so a label thing. It was a personal thing between Dolph and you know, and the people they support team or whatever system just got behind each one. You know, it wasn't never a big group beef. It started out as you know, Dolph and Gotti having a misunderstanding.
And it was never funny because you cool with Jook and then you know Dolph or y'all. It was never no funny situation for you to be in.
No. I mean, it wasn't never shit funny about the whole thing. You know, I even said when it first started, when Dolph was going hard, like he was going on the CDs, I was like, you know, that ain't a good look. You know, because I know how I know how things could get. You know, when you get to talking about people
Right.
numbers and you know and making up rumors about people, girls and things like that. You know, so
Yeah.
yeah.
That's always a nasty one. You know what I'm saying? If a chick give you some ass, you gonna keep that to yourself. That's really not player. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? And then it is a strike at your manhood. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? I'll be trying to explain that to the mothers of my kids. Like what you may do is a representation of my choice. And
yeah,
then that can affect my business, my respect. Now, what I may do is just feelings and what people may say, but it's a totally different on the male aspect.
it
Now
is.
you got two niggas trying to kill each other over a chick ain't neither one of them tripping over.
Exactly. You know, and it's like I can't I can't just necessarily say that, you know, this is an actual fact, but I was told from reliable sources and several people that this shit really never even happened. It was just a a, a, a rumor made up just to antagonize a
Right.
person, you know. Um, I mean, when you look at it, like, I just can't see Yo Gotti's baby mama taking the chance or taking that risk of missing of fucking off what she got going on with her baby father. And if you compare the two, as much as people want to be delusional and say certain things, but label wise, it don't even compare. You know, and I'm just being I'm just being real. You know,
I mean,
I mean,
that
paper route. Glock. You know, he nice. Little Kenny Money. You know, he got a little buzz or whatever.
right. Not
Paper, paper,
you and Kenny Money cool now, ain't y'all
and
beefing still.
we ain't never had no issue. So I just had to check little bro, you know, and just let him know, don't do that. You know what I'm
Now
saying?
look, I totally agree with what you're saying, but to me the difference between CMG and Paper Route is when you came to Detroit and got them pills, you kept more of your money. And when you went other places, even though the deal was good and you might have got more or it might have been more convenient, you gave up more of your money, even though it looked bigger. And to me, that's what it kind of seemed like the difference. The PRE niggas keep more of the money, even though they selling less. And the CM.
So let me ask you this: do you honestly believe that the Paper Route artists have more money than CMG artists? It shouldn't even took you that long to even think about that. That's crazy.
I believe some of them do. I believe a lot of them got more money than Black Youngster.
Also, Youngster ain't CMG no more, from what I heard.
I ain't know that. I ain't know that.
He erased, he scrubbed his page from anything CMG. So, I mean, but I was referring to people like Glorilla, ESTG, Moneybag, 42 Doug.
Glorilla and Moneybag, but okay. Now, if we're gonna throw them in there, now that's a difference. I didn't know who
ESTG.
All right, you got me there. Key Glock Mike.
42 Doug.
I'm not about to speak against Doug, and Doug shouldn't. He don't fully count as CMG.
Why?
I mean, he do. He do.
See, I'm gonna tell you about that deal. Doug was always CMG from the jump. Brought Baby in on the deal because Baby had access to that fan base that Doug needed. So he brought Baby in and cut him in and gave him a percentage of the deal. But
I was thinking it was the other way around because Gotti was bigger.
No, dude. That's Gotti artist. He just brought Baby in. He just brought Baby in.
See, I ain't know that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a fact.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
When you add them in, of course they got more money.
That's what I was saying.
But Dolph,
you probably could do Bag by itself, or Glow by herself, and got more money than the whole label.
Now, but Bag had it. He had the game to himself for he had a good 3-4 year run.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying.
He did it good enough to step back and let Glow go.
And then we ain't even mentioned Mozzie from LA. Mozzie. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you.
So, and I ain't saying that this ain't no knock to PIE, because again, Dolph Glock got some slamming tracks. Kenny Money got some nice songs. But outside of it, Paper Route Woo, he trash. He garbage. Nigga can't wrap himself around a light pole. In a track hop. You know what I'm saying?
But it's somebody. It's one place I gotta disagree with you on. Dolph a better artist than Gotti, man.
When you say a better rapper?
Yeah. Gotti make better songs. Dolph.
I mean, you got a right to your opinion. I mean,
when I heard you say that, I'm like, dog, there's no way he believe that.
Yeah, I do. I definitely believe, and I put everything I got on it.
Hey, man, we ain't betting with Quet on that one.
Listen, Dolph. Dolph said things that was catchy. Play with your bitch.
Look at the song. Look at the see. That's the first song you come with.
And it's the only song that I know. You
Get
know,
the fuck out of here.
I'm gonna give you some game, bro. Before
I know you ain't just say that's the only Dolph song you know.
I'm finna tell you something. I swear to God, I put my right hand to God. I ain't never got in my car in life and cut a Dolph song on. Ain't never happened. And I ain't saying that ain't no knock to do, because one thing I can say about them, one thing I respect about them niggas is, I remember when they first started, when Daddy-O was dumping every dollar he had into it. And I really thought he was crazy because, again, it sounded like some nursery rhyme music to me, like ABC. Like it was kind of simple. I'm more of a complicated, like I need a rapper to earn their money. Like, don't get on the mic. I don't want to hear no ABC as music. Like, I want to hear something that you put the pen into, like, show me some effort. You know what I'm saying? Give me some metaphors in there. Give me a story. And all of that. I don't just want to hear the corner store and round the block type shit.
Nah, I hear you there. That's what it took me a minute to get in the Dolph, but like that shit was more like a feeling. That's why I feel like some of the things you said, like him putting the rumor out or whatever, I think he went in there and just did what he felt at the time, because motherfuckers that fuck with him, they really be feeling. And the way he said, he in that bitch voice up, down, in, out of breath. Yeah. I think it was more of a feeling. So look, to give people more of an understanding, taking these two guys out the category, unless you want to put them in, who would be your top 5 rappers any generation that is playing in your ride?
Top 5 rappers right now, or just of all time?
Just period. That's for sure gonna play in your ride.
Oh, all right. So I could take it back from the beginning, or
whoever.
All right, bet. You get in my ride, you might hear some 50 Cent. You gonna hear some Mozzie, Young and Ace. You for sure gonna hear Young and Ace. You might hear some 42 Dub. You for sure gonna hear ESTG. Who else? Who else would I? Oh, Dirk. Who else?
Listening to a lot of killers.
Hey man, you low down for that one, man. But yeah, for sure. Dirk, King Von. Yeah, I bump. It gotta be relatable, man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you know what's crazy? When you be going at people on the internet or whatever, they give you the older guy tag, but you just named all the young niggas.
Yeah, man. I be, what I'm saying? I ain't outdated shit, man. You know what I'm saying? I guess it's a young nigga in an old man body, I guess.
Hey, man, that's what it is. I know you kicking the pies out of niggas. I'm like, dog, this.
Yeah, sometimes, man, that's how it play out sometimes, man. For sure.
So how was y'all labeled? So let me ask you, right there. What do you think of some of these YouTubers or some of these bloggers and whatnot that you've had the experience to deal with? What it's been like?
Man, I was just telling somebody yesterday, man, that man, this YouTube space, man, fake it in the streets. You know what I'm saying? Like, this shit, these niggas be gossiping and talking behind niggas' backs, and you know what I'm saying? Like, I thought I was getting into a space, man. Shit was gonna be, you know what I'm saying, just straight across the board. But
I swear to you, I don't know if she told you. I told baby girl that's exactly how I was gonna roll, and you would be better starting your own channel before you started this.
You say who you said that to?
Baby girl, the young lady you. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and when I saw you getting into it, I'm like, yo, he might as well get into it with me, and we do something, because like these niggas gonna still move on and be willing to talk bad about you a week later.
Yeah. Facts. Nah, she didn't relate it to me or whatever, but my issue with them was really when they get to speaking on my daughter. I got alligator skin, so I don't care what you say about me, you know, because you know what I'm saying. I'm built for it tough, but when you get to bringing kids in it or whatever, that's different, you know. And it don't get me upset. It don't get me upset or sad. It just get me wanna hurt you, you know. And
Man, I I I don't have no feelings at all.
mm-hmm,
But when it came down to me having a daughter and then watching her grow and then how she is with me and things like that,
mm-hmm.
it's no hose barred.
Yeah, facts. You know, it's just like when
I couldn't even think twice.
when I had the incident with you know with Charleston White, and he was saying that you know he was gonna go piss on my daughter's grave, and I told him, you know, if you want to see me back in jail, Charleston, that's all you got to do. You know, because I was gonna go stand in front of his mammy shit on live and go give me a life sentence if you play with my daughter's grave like that. You know, luckily cooler heads prevailed, and you know, and he had a change of heart about it. So you know, that was the only issue that I had with him. Other than that, you know, everything good.
Now him I don't take serious when he's saying shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Some of these other guys, just the inference of some of the things that they say or they represent. However, I do find a problem. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
When you find yourself, and this is the funny thing about a Charleston White, as entertaining as he is, when you think about it in the hood, if you put hands on a Charleston White type character in the hood, you don't get no points for that.
No, no, hell no, you don't. You ain't gonna get no points for it, but you damn sure can go to the moon viral for it. You know what I'm saying? You know, so you know, at one point in time, you know, that was one of my that was a plan of mine, I guess, you know, but you know, I done you know what I'm saying, that shit done came and went,
Hell,
you know what
cause
I'm
he
saying?
waiting on that shit. He fucking Inspector Gadget in the house practicing for what
Yeah,
he gonna do. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like, come on.
Yes,
He,
coach, yeah, you know, he done mastered this internet shit, you know what I'm saying, you know, and I give him his props, you know, he say in character or whatever, but you know, a lot of people, you know, ain't giving him a pass because you saying you in character. You know, a lot of people holding it, you know what I'm saying, the hard and feel like, you know what you're saying, and what you're saying is very disrespectful, especially
right.
when he's speaking on the dead.
See, now that's my thing with that. I agree with motherfuckers, but all of this shit these motherfuckers doing is disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yep.
as you run down the line, you know, like you got gang members killing each other, but then you mad because he said this. Like, nigga, what about what y'all doing? And it get to a point where, like, well, look, everybody should check themselves.
Mm-hmm. Yep. You know, everybody, you know, so, and like you said, including the gang members, you know, I just, you know, I ain't affiliated. You know, I've never been interested in it. I done had several offers, could have been affiliated several times, but
It's heavy down there, especially the
yeah, you know, I just ain't never been one to take orders from no nigga, you know. So you know, and in the game, you know, in my era growing up, you know, there was a belief, you know, of mine or whatever. You know, you get in the game, you know, nigga call you 2, 3 in the morning. Hey man, we need to see you, you know, and you got to get up or whatever.
right.
And what if I'm fucking my bitch though? You know what I'm saying?
That don't matter.
Yeah, see, and that's one of the reasons why I never got in that shit, you know. And
But
again,
see,
I ain't never had to because I always know how to stand on my own.
and that's important to where people respect you. But see, that's the thing about the gangs now. They couldn't even tell you the bylaws, rules, regulations, where it come from, who is who, so on
Yeah,
and so
see,
forth. They
that's
just
the thing. That's the thing. They not even gangs. They cliques. You know, so they don't have the laws, you know what I'm saying, the
the
stuff that
structure.
yeah, the structure. They don't have it. They just, hey, we this clique, we this. Now, all right, bet you want to be this, all right, you claim it. This how you throw it up. Boom, and then we done. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And
Nah.
see, and that's the conversation you should have been having with the motherfuckers. Like, yo, ain't no way in hell I'd be a part of a murder unless I did it myself. Look at this shit.
Man, look.
This ain't that's the real common sense right there.
And the common sense is this. They found the car directly across the street from my spot. Where, and if I conspire and went on a drill with some niggas, ain't no way I'm finna agree or let no nigga park the homicide car directly across the street from where I sell dope at. Like, nah, we ain't doing that one. You know what I'm
What
saying?
you do when you saw that car, or you ain't know?
So when I first seen it, of course, I didn't know what it was, what it was, or what I'm saying, or what it had been used for,
Right.
but it's things, shit, the developments and shit started coming out, and when I finally realized, oh yeah, I got to checking motherfuckers' temperature. I got to calling. A lot of them calls that they was talking about during the trial, those were calls of me calling, cussing niggas out about getting this motherfucking car off my street where I've been at for
Right.
40 some years.
Right.
Yeah.
That was a bad murder car to pick, though. That
Yeah.
was a horrible choice for a murder car. You supposed to get a Dodge Avenger, a 2010. You know what I'm saying? Where it's teal green, where it's a lot of them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Some that'll blend in.
Yeah,
None
like
that
that was crazy.
stick out like a sore thumb. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Facts.
Right, man. That's another thing. What was it like being interviewed on Vlad or Adam 22 about some of this stuff? Do you feel like they gave any appreciation to the story or the situation that you was in?
I'm probably gonna get a little backlash for what I'm finna say, but just flying me out and booking me for an interview, I feel like was appreciation to me, because yeah, both of them multi-millionaires, and I ain't gonna sit up here and say that I needed them more than they needed me. Of course of course I'm sure they benefited off of the interview, but if they didn't get the interview, it ain't like they platform was gonna stop. You know what I'm saying? So I'm appreciative of them even booking me, and bringing me in for an interview. Hopefully they have me back sometime soon. But it was a good look. Both of them showed me great hospitality. Especially Adam over at No Jump. I like that. If
He
you
got you some white bitches.
no, we ain't go that far. I just liked it, the whole vibe when you walk in, man. It's just what I'm saying, how they treated me, the area, the setup. You know what I'm saying? It was just cool. It was just a good look. You know what I'm saying?
You ain't have to deal with that whack 100 dude, did you?
Nah, Wack won 30 that day. Yeah, he won 30 that day. But since then, me and Wack, we done had some dealings. We had a disagreement at first or whatever, but we talked about it and chopped it up. And yeah, Wack actually he actually assisted in in my 607 interview.
Okay.
Yeah, he kind of helped put the battery in 607 back and kind of, what I'm saying, pushed him over the edge and made it go happen.
So what would be your opinion of this dude? Is he a bad guy, good guy, internet guy?
Who that?
Wack. What's your opinion of him?
Before I met Wack and before I spoke with Wack, of course Wack done did and said some things over the years that, we all don't agree with.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And but once I got to talking to Wack and got to chopping it with bro, like Wack just, if he wrong or right, he just stand firm in his beliefs. When you get into this content world, in this YouTube space, Wack niggas like Wack, they gonna tend to do and say certain things that they wouldn't normally typically do or say prior to getting in this YouTube space.
Right.
Because Wack a gangster for real, and he come from that environment. Like, you don't just coincidentally be riding around in a 6'4" with Suge Knight. You know what I'm saying? Like, that don't, that don't just come overnight. So that was earned. And every dude that I speak with from LA, whether they like Wack or don't like Wack, they at the end of the whatever they say is, he a gangster though, and he ain't no sucker, and so with that being said, Wack just Wack. He is who he is.
Yeah. He is. He whack for lying on T Grizzly. That's some sucker shit.
See, I didn't get a chance to really
And And he look, it's $500,000 on the table right now. I've seen with my own eyes. Now look, everybody involved in this situation, I don't have the best relationship with. So let me just put that out there. It's $500,000 on the table right now for him to produce any realistic paperwork or any signed statements. We both know how a 6-pack go. You pick somebody out of lineup, you got to sign an initial. Any of this stuff he said, because you know, T Grizzly is the first time the city at one time stood behind somebody. The city owed Grizzly, Grizzly owed the city. It's very sacred what this nigga is trying to tarnish in this young man's character. You know what I'm saying?
There's no merit at all to what Wack is saying. Like it's no,
absolutely not.
So this situation never happened.
Unequivocally, T Grizzly wasn't in town. His house really did get robbed.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It really did get robbed. Whoever was there to call the police called the police, but T Grizzly didn't have to make a police report. He didn't pick nobody out of lineup. And when they put pressure to get the people that did it, Wack 100 inserted himself. I got a whole video busting it down for people that didn't know. Wack 100 inserted himself, told the nigga who one of the niggas involved, like, yo, they got money on your head, this, that, or whatever. That nigga in turn tells the pressure cooker everybody involved.
Wow.
One of the people that he told on being involved ended up doing a 25. He I don't know how long he in jail for, but he in jail right now for breaking into celebrity houses. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But Wack left all that out the story. Now I don't have no issues with Wack, but I am Detroit. And if something is filed here, I'll be on it first. But as far as what's right is what's right and what's wrong is what's wrong. And he unjustly went at T Grizzly and he turned down $500,000 to show paperwork. And he also ducking $150,000 fade that I'm putting $10,000 of my own money in with this nigga Dogface. So
you think Dogface can whoop Wack?
I'm putting $10,000 of my own money on Dogface to beat the shit out of Wack.
Well, I got 10,000. I put it on Wack against you.
You got to get Wack to stop ducking the fade.
So let me ask you this, because I got Wack. I'm gonna show you. Hold on a second. Let me see. Matter of fact, let me try to call Wack. Hold on.
Okay. Now me and you still cool regardless of how this go.
Yeah,
yeah, you know what I'm saying. But Wack it. Man.
I'm FaceTiming Wack right now.
Go ahead. Matter of fact, cover my losses this weekend because Wack gonna duck that fade. Because I call Dogface right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Let's see if Wack ain't busy, he might pick up, man.
He might not. He might be busy. But he can't be lying on the city though.
I'm gonna text him and
go ahead. But I'm hey. I see. Yeah. I see. Look,
Yeah, I'm finna text him.
He took the prettiest picture he could, didn't he?
Hey, this ain't no disrespect to Dogface or none of that, because I don't know the brother. I ain't got no issue with him. But in a one-on-one fight, I think I got my money on Wack.
Man, hey, me and Dogface got a real cantankerous relationship.
What you mean?
He's not my best, huh?
When you say cantankerous, what is complicated?
Yeah, but I'm 10 bands.
Oh, okay.
On him. I wish I could go higher.
Dogface must got a lot of street credibility down there in Detroit.
I mean, a lot of people got credibility, but this is what Dogface does.
Oh, okay.
He real life hands on, and he real life rah-rah. And to me, I think that's Wack 100's internet persona. But Dogface like that 24 hours a day. He don't need no coffee.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? He don't need no coffee.
Okay.
Like, so, you know what I'm saying? And I don't like how, see, people, just because somebody steal from me don't mean I'm going to steal from you.
Yeah.
Because that ain't in my character.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? And when it comes down to the dog, I gotta give him his credit where it's due. You know what I'm saying? Whether we,
I feel you on that. I feel you got to keep it G whether he your homie or the op. You know what I'm saying. You got to. If he liked it, he liked it.
and see, that's how I be able to build currency in relationships when I move through different states and cities and places and gangsters like yourself. Because I'm gonna shoot it straight down the line, whether I'm benefiting or taking an L in the case or whatever. And then we can all build on that type of level of respect from there. Yeah. To whereas you don't have to trust somebody, you can trust them to be who you know them to be because you at least know they're gonna be that.
Yeah, facts, most definitely.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the one thing that kind of bothered me about this situation, because it's like, dog, how you gonna shoot at the little homie like that?
You know, the Wack that I know, you know what I'm saying, I think he started the exposures, so
they did.
And it's kind of hard for me to believe that he'll go there hard without no actual proof. And I'm gonna check on,
it's a little shaky because shit, everybody he didn't beef with or went at them niggas all in the feds, and it started just like that.
Yeah, well,
you in the feds, Loose in the feds, Brick in the feds. Only person to dodge going to the feds fucking with this dude is Jim Jones, and that's questionable. But this could be all internet shit, and niggas knew they was going. But then he had prior knowledge. Oh, that's him. Oh,
nah.
He had prior. It was like he had prior knowledge to niggas on their way to the. And then like, yo, bro.
Yeah.
Just the shit he said on the internet alone about leading Big U and putting him in that position and all of them different things. Me and you would have been in a conspiracy. At least we would have been facing 3 years. How could you say that on the internet? Somebody improve people come to you for counsel, say that you put them in position, and then when they say that you fix their situations, and then when they get knocked, you don't catch the conspiracy at the very least? It's some questionable things.
I'm gonna say this, and I even told Wack this, and this was with him and Woody. When Woody came out and said that Wack was the police and all of that. I must say that it's so many niggas in the industry that hate Wack. If Wack really was the police, he would have been exposed. The paperwork would have been put on the floor.
I'm a generation under you, but I know you remember the thing called the get out of jail free card.
Yeah, I remember the slogan.
Right. And there would be dudes that kicked up so much dust, caused so much activity. The police, the feds would just watch them and fuck with who lingered around or who they got into it with because you knew you for sure had a case. I don't necessarily think he's the police, but I do think he has finagled himself into a position that's counterproductive to a lot of different things. I do believe that. And then he's able, and it keeps going. It's always somebody new caught in the spider's web, but it's never him per se. And that ain't to say nothing good or bad about it, but you done been in the streets and I done been in the streets too. We see a motherfucker that done been that close to indictments like that, and ain't nothing happened. I'm standing clear, period.
But see, it's like this, I think, him and Big U beef. They beef kind of what maybe separated Wack from whatever Big U had going on. As far as Loose, Loose is he neighborhood. He from the 60s.
Right.
And so
but Wack sat there with that nigga while he was lying like that. And I talked to Loose before he went to jail. Mm-hmm. He was telling me like he felt like niggas was the police because of how they played him. But that's neither here nor there.
Now they saying Loose the police.
I don't know. Again, like me and you start this conversation. Either a nigga innocent or he crazy than a motherfucker.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I'm gonna have to give him that right there. But obviously, Loose is Loose. He missing.
Loose let me down, man. That day when Cowboy ran up on him.
Yeah.
And he let me down, because I thought Loose was I thought Luce was his real demon, you know.
But see, that's what I'm saying about Dogface. Niggas be talking about these old niggas, but they bones be all fused together in their hand, and they still got. One of these old. Oh man! Before we run over, man, I gotta ask you about Memphis rap. Period, bro.
Okay, talk to me.
Who your favorite? Who started it for you as far as actual Memphis rap? I know the Bucks. Well, you can even touch on the Bucks scene if you want, because people always look over that.
Touch on the what?
The Bucks scene. Like the first Buck artist, the club music when it was just
okay.
You know, y'all first MCs where it's the DJ in the club and the MC,
you know, for me, it started with Ball and G. For me, A Ball and MJG, you know. You go all the way back to you listening to the lyrics of a pimp, you know, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, and I might be kind of biased because they're my homeboys, they're my Orange Mound homeboys, you know. Right. Before I got indicted, me and MJG, we be together every day, you know. Didn't miss a day, you know. So, but even if without that being said, though, I feel like they the kings of Memphis.
Most definitely, you can't knock them. Man, is Tony Draper from Memphis?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I know his brother Ernest real well. Ernest is that's my partner.
Man, that was groups like that are real big, and Detroit, Chicago. We got an interconnection that don't need to be spoke about. That shit was a bad dude. That was very disappointing, almost as disappointing as what happened with Big Mike. You know what I'm saying? Was Big Mike big in Memphis?
Big Mike, to my Big Mike is from Atlanta?
Nah, Big Mike from motherfucking Rap a Lot.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, he wasn't just really big in Memphis like that.
What?
No, not in Memphis, because if he was, I would have been jamming him. So he wasn't big. Tila was big.
For sure.
Yeah, Tila was big in Memphis, but not to say that Big Mike didn't have any fans or anything like that, but it wasn't to the magnitude of Ball, G, and Tila.
Who else would you throw in the category?
In the category, what category of what? What
that you fucking with coming out of Memphis?
Out of Memphis.
Yeah.
Like in this era or back in the day?
Who would you say your all-time favorite one, like can't be fucked with Memphis artist is?
Again, this era or the old era?
Give me both. The old era and the...
All right. So the old era.
I got one.
And I'm gonna tell you the person that I'm finna name. You might or might not be familiar with him, but he's one of the coldest rapping niggas from the city. And it's the old era. His name's Skinny Pimp.
I know who that is.
Okay, yeah. Skinny was the coldest rapping nigga in the city back in my era when I was a young boy growing up, high school and shit like that, He
made $1 million out the trunk.
Yeah. I can believe that. Fast forward to now, out of the city. I mean, whether they want to admit it or not, the coldest nigga out of the city rapping right now is Finesse. Can't no nigga from the city be Finesse rapping.
I thought he was Alabama.
Finesse 2 times?
Yeah, I thought he was Alabama.
No, Finesse 2 times straight from Wild Descendants, man, on the wall. And Night On.
I say he one of the funniest niggas out the city. He for sure one of the hardest niggas rapping though.
Yeah.
I can't take that away from him, but I see more of his antics than I hear his music.
Yeah.
My number one.
Go ahead, let me hear your number one.
Lord Infamous. Both generations, both sides.
Yeah, for sure. I fuck with Lord. I knew him personally.
I think he can go lyrical, spiritual, he can do the party. He cover all bases. You know what I'm saying? And then my number 2, MJG. I still think if one of these young niggas put him on a song, he'd stomp on him. And
most definitely. Now, far as storytelling or whatever, can't nobody beat 8 Ball at doing it, telling the story. But right now it's Finesse. Back then, Skinny Pimp, Ball, and G.
When you put 8 Ball and Bun B in any Southern and Andre 3000 in any Southern conversation, shit get unfair real fast.
Yeah, facts. I get.
You know what I'm saying? It get unfair real. So I be trying to leave them 3 niggas out the conversation.
Yeah, they sacred.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know what it is about how they do what they do, but whenever you add them three right there, shit get funny.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But and then like just how G do it with the I feel like Finesse got that from him.
I mean,
he keep coming. They be trying to be coming every line. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Finesse, man. Finesse got it. I was listening to something he was saying this morning. What did he say? You bring your bitch around me, I'm a taker. I'm a scumbag, slick as activator. You know what I'm saying?
he be good.
Y'all need to go.
Now, what groups or what rappers that wasn't from Memphis would you say had an influence down there?
They had an influence on Memphis?
Yeah, or y'all was bumping. Was y'all fucking with Eshawn back in the day?
Man, believe it or not, nigga, we was fucking with G Unit heavy.
What?
Yeah, nigga, we was on the unit, nigga. Come on, man. We was listening to what we could relate to, man. You know what I'm saying? And you know, before drill music was a thing, it was G Unit, man. That was the gangster shit.
So what about when Buck got kicked out the group? Y'all was still fucking with it, or y'all fucked with it because of Buck, or?
No, it wasn't because of Buck. We fucked with G Unit because of 50. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Buck was just an asset. He was a cool asset because he was from Nashville or whatever. But I like 50 approach. You know, he don't stand down for nothing.
Man, my view of 50 is a little bit different than everybody else's.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, you got to write.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm no hater, and he has mastered a couple books that I'm sure we both read.
Yeah, I definitely read 48 and 50. Yeah,
that one, and he practices.
He didn't write the 48. He wrote the 50 of Laws of Power.
Right.
And but it's a spinoff from the 48.
And he's damn sure practicing the art of war. So I give him all credit for mastery that. But my view on him is a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? You come in dissing, but you make the same type of music.
Yeah.
You say these niggas is soft, but it's all your people that didn't got touched. You know what I'm saying? And then it comes down to a point where it's like more so of a promotion of a point of view. Like that BMF show was canceled before 50 even said something. But you jump on it and say it like that to make people look away. You know what I'm saying? And I'm with what he does because it works for him. But the thing is, as he's crushing niggas unjustly.
He said unjustly.
I mean, because I'm a cancer too, so I understand it. I be wanting to crush motherfuckers. I know I could choke the life out of them. But I know if I choke the life out of them, then that's less life around. And I feel like he don't be having no respect for that. You know what I'm saying? Some of these people, like, it ain't no different than you beefing with a nigga from another side of town and y'all end up in the feds together. But it's only so many of y'all from where y'all from. Now this your nigga.
Yeah. But the situation with him and Ja Rule, you can't fault him on there because that was street beef. You know what I'm saying? And so, that shit to the death with him.
But that's the thing. The street beef wasn't with Ja Rule. Ja Rule didn't do that to you.
Yeah, but they paid for it. I'm listening. I'm waiting on you.
I don't know. When I got shot, I killed that nigga.
Yeah.
In that moment.
Homicide did. He died 2 weeks later after shooting 50.
But that ain't the nigga that shot him. It was some nigga named Son that's still walking around. That's what I'm saying. Like, and this is what got me into a situation with the Adam 22s and the Vlads, right?
Look, I'm gonna have to run off in a second, but
I know.
But look, I gotta respond to that. You saying it's somebody else that shot him, but if you talk to the person that got shot, 50 said Homo shot him.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. These two niggas look alike. You know what I'm saying?
But listen, everybody know Homo he ran with Irv, he ran with Green, he was a bodyguard he bodyguarded Mike Tyson at one time.
Right.
So I think 50 know who shot him better than we do.
I would agree with that, but it wasn't him.
Hey.
It was a dude. It was a dude with all them same credentials that's still running around after, or still ran around after that did it. That looked like the nigga. But that's neither here nor there. My thing is, the respect is deserved, but it get promoted in a way that other people would be diminished for.
And I think because everybody know 50 is consistent. He is who he is. You know, they just give him that. They give him that. They give him that leeway because he a counselor. He is who he is.
Yeah, but like we don't give each other that leeway because if you get hit or I get hit and we come back and now we rolling around with security, niggas ain't gonna say you the biggest gangster.
Well, see, the security didn't come. It wasn't 50's choice. That was Jimmy Iovine's decision. You either gonna accept this security. I got all these millions behind you, invested in you. If you're not, then we're not doing the deal. So, what 50 gonna say? No, fuck the millions. You can keep your security.
No, you're right. And see, that's why people mad at you because it's like, nigga, you got 100,000 invested in this nigga. How he don't know he can't do this, that, and the other. So it's like the same thing.
I'm not Jimmy Iovine. Hey, maybe if I was Jimmy Iovine, maybe he would listen to me. You know what I'm saying? For sure. If I had Jimmy type money.
And that's what I'm saying about that shit. We gotta quit doing that to each other. I don't have no hatred toward 50 at all. I just noticed like the rules be a little different for this nigga. And that's why I think shit worked for Woody too, because it's like when you start at the bottom, when you start homeless, it's no loss for you no matter what type of egg end up on your face. It's no loss for you no matter how you move. And I think people look at that and they be unfair. Now, if somebody else got shot and that person was alive or whatever, it would be different. You know what I'm saying? Like me, myself, when I got hit, I knew I personally, and I didn't know if he was done or not. I didn't even know if I hit him. But I knew I had to handle that. But for him, it's different. And people respect it. You know what I'm saying? It's like me even being able to say that. It's like, yeah, Juan-O, whatever. But he got shot and then he got security because Jimmy Iovine, we got to ride behind this nigga. And it's like, no, we should be supporting all of us. We should be supporting each other.
Yayo said 2 weeks after 50 got shot, he was riding around with the Uzi, with the Mac 90, looking for praying by himself.
And ain't get nobody. They slapped up a little. And look at that shit. Look, I'm so glad you bring up Yayo. Yayo and that dude, Lodi Mac, who also got killed representing G Unit. Yeah, they slapped up a kid. You know what I'm saying? They beat up a kid, bro. A kid
that was walking around with a GU Not shirt on.
But we still talking about a 14, 15-year-old.
But when you put a 15-year-old in a grown-up situation, when you let him wear that GU Not shirt, ain't no way. If I got some beef with, okay, let's just say I got some beef with some niggas, right?
Right.
I got a 15-year-old son.
Right.
Let's just say I invested in some merch dissing my ops.
Right.
Ain't no way my 15-year-old son finna have that motherfucking shirt on.
You ain't got no argument with me at all. But I'm saying.
So if you allow your 15-year-old son to wear that, then you got to be ready for what come behind it.
And they was ready. That's why that one nigga did.
Yeah, okay. So I'm saying, nobody should be complaining.
But all I'm saying is, it ain't gangster beating up on a 15-year-old, a dude 15 years old.
It's smart to let your 15-year-old wear a shirt and get him involved in some street beef that might result in the killing.
Right, but who wrong, the 15-year-old or the adults?
I think the 15-year-old's father was wrong, and I think Yayo and them was wrong as well.
Right, beefing with snitches is always bad.
And they said Jimmy the worst kind. You know, they said he a killer rat. You know what I'm saying?
Awesome. Yeah. We know about them. That's
Yeah, facts.
See, that's what I'm saying. When it come down to this street shit, it's like how a nigga ain't aware. Like we started this conversation with, like nigga, I'm pulling in the garage a certain way for me to be able to pull out of this bitch a certain way.
Facts, man.
And that's what made me question all of these motherfuckers that we just get a credibility of being street. You know what I'm saying? And then when your baby mama can say you lived off of her or this person had to put up money, the same way you cover your own bets, pay for you bought your trap house, same way I did. When I hear some of these things, the idea that I'm supposed to give these guys more respect than I'm supposed to give you bothers me.
I understand. You got a point, and I respect your perspective for sure.
Because the test we had to pass had way more questions, way more, you know what I'm saying, to even get in that position. Not to say that they don't deserve theirs.
Facts,
but you and I both know if you had to smell a nigga cologne and he didn't have to lay down after that, that's a problem.
Definitely. By
your own hand.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? And then, like, even when I got into the position of having money, I was looked at as less because now I could push a button versus me doing it myself. But when we look at these celebrities or famous guys, we don't hold them to that same standard. And what good is somebody that could push a button that's not willing to, you know what I'm saying? Not to say he is or isn't, but when we hold him to such a standard and he doing lackluster activity, I feel like it brings us all down.
Yeah, I agree with you. You know, everybody should be held to this, especially when you're in the street, should be held to the standards, you know what I'm saying?
Like Ja Rule getting punched in the head, but he got the same money, or he at least 20 mil up. He can have security too, but he rolling solo. We'll never see you not surrounded to where somebody could even get the chance to punch you in the head. And not Jimmy, that ain't Jimmy Iovine money no more. That's you making sure you got that type of security. You getting money quick? You famous quick? You rolling with security?
Not right now, but if I get 50 Cent money, I'm gonna have it.
Cause your bets better be hitting out here, goddammit. They might be trying to get you. I tune in.
Yeah, I gotta get ready to go. I gotta get ready to go put one in now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
You got your channel name Bet with Quet, and I tune in and you arguing with YouTubers. I'm like, nigga, I need some picks.
Yeah, I'm finna start putting my picks up there for sure. Then check me out next week. They gonna be there.
But man, it's been a pleasure. I damn sure appreciate. Me and you gotta chop it up on the. I come.
Hey, we locked in. We locked in, bro. We good. Yeah, this ain't just this ain't no one hit wonder.
One thing, I got two things. One, what's something that you would like for people to know about you as an individual?
Everything that was said and portrayed in the media, not true. I'm the total opposite. I'm a God-fearing person. Take pride in being a father to my sons, and I'm a good dude. I give a person the shirt off my back, and I'm just a good dude all the way around, and I'm just misunderstood.
And we already clarified you would have did what you could if you was aware on the one situation. And one other thing, what do you like about your new career?
I'm doing something that I like. It's legal, and it don't have a ceiling to it.
I don't. Did you see that shit coming?
I didn't.
I saw it.
That's crazy. Give me your eyes.
I saw it. Because it's like, what else could you do? And then not only that, the situation that you got caught up in is what we try to keep our sons from getting caught up in, because it happened just that fast. It ain't nothing but two people being at your house and you stepping in the kitchen. You know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing but you getting in the back of a car.
And I almost lost my life about it. That's crazy.
That's one thing that I was watching Vlad ask you about that. And I felt one way as a watcher, but then as a black man, I felt it different. He like, you was just going to take the 10 years. And it's like, yeah, I need the rest of my life. Let me get this over with, because these people going to ram me, guilty or not. And just looking at him, not even understand that that was a possibility, that I'd take 10 years for some shit I didn't do because they'd give me 100 for some shit I didn't do.
Well, you know, a lot of people, they when they're not from that environment, they don't understand, you know, basically the politics and certain things and certain decisions. So I get it, you know what I'm saying? You know, they ain't from their life. So it's all good. I ain't doing no tripping. I ain't tripping on Vlad or nothing, you know, just because people don't necessarily understand, you know, our perspectives. It's all good.
Yeah, he was shocked. I thought he did look like he shitted on himself when you said it. And I understood where he was coming from, because it's like, yeah, fight. But then it's like, nah, my kid need me. I could be out in 6. I done already gave them a year and some change. I'll program whatever, and be right back.
Yep.
Versus risking
the rest of my life.
Right. And then to end up with a career off of that shit, how that feel? A whole nother career you ain't even see.
Man, feel good. It'll feel even better, man, once I master it.
Man, you just gotta make sure you putting your fucking picks out Friday night for the
Hey, it's gonna be there. Call me next Thursday. I promise you it's gonna be there.
That's true. Once you get off into that shit, and then all the other shit you already doing, and you moving and shaking, and you know, what's your and then you maintaining good relationships with these guys. You already political, because I done went on ahead and shitted on a couple of them dudes one time, but you ain't. And so you on your way, man.
For sure.
I told baby girl that was better than charging for interviews and shit, because that should have diminished your value unless you're gonna do the Charleston White thing.
Yeah, facts. Yeah, I appreciate
now
it.
Now motherfuckers gotta come to you and fuck with you.
Facts. Facts. I'm still moving toward it, baby.
Hell yeah, but man, I greatly appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? And
having me, bro.
I don't give a fuck what you say. Dolph music gets me hyper than Gotti's, bro.
Hey, when I jump in, I'm finna go jump in the ride now. I gotta go get my son. I'm gonna put some Dolph in and see, you know what I'm saying, see how it hit.
Play by mistake. Him and Juicy J.
And when I get
by
to
mistake,
I'm gonna hit you up on the cell and let you know how it went.
You gonna blow your speakers.
Say no more. I hit you when I check it out.
Man, one, man.
All right, one, man. Good looking, baby.
You know it.
All right.